Welcome to the Smart Weight Loss Coaching Podcast. I'm Dr. Lisa Olson, a board-certified weight loss medicine specialist and certified life coach. In this podcast, I'll share fresh insights and effective techniques for incorporating mindset, habit change, and proven science into your life. Are you ready to achieve sustainable weight loss, wellness, and longevity? Then let's jump in and lose weight the smart way. Welcome back. Before we begin, I just want to thank you all for sharing the link to the Smart Weight Loss Coaching Podcast. I'm getting so much wonderful feedback from people who are sharing the podcast with friends and family in order to help them with their blood sugar, cholesterol, their health, or their weight. Please keep it up. By the time you listen to this, we'll probably have hit 20,000 downloads, which is astounding. I never imagined I could help this many people through podcasting. So thank you again for listening, hitting the follow button, and sharing this episode with your friends and family. Today, I was talking with my neighbor, Lynn, who has a business helping people organize and declutter their homes. It says a lot about the abundance in our culture that home organization is a thriving field. I think it organically exploded after the success of Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. It was just 10 years ago that Marie Kondo was named to the Time 100 list of the world's most influential people. I spoke back in episode 83 about how we can declutter our space as a tool for weight loss and better health. But today, I want to come back to the topic of decluttering to share something my friend Lynn mentioned. She said, sometimes all a person needs from her is some help cleaning out one specific drawer. I'm picturing the junk drawer that contains paper clips, a plastic pencil sharpener shaped like a ladybug, a magnifying glass, pens, clothespins, matches, and a spare key to a long-forgotten lock. Do you have a drawer like that? I definitely do. Mine is right in our breakfast nook. My husband is from Germany, where they call it the Krimskrams drawer, which I find adorable. We all call it the Krimskrams drawer in my family, which sounds more delightful than calling it the junk drawer. Let's come back to what Lynn said about having a little support cleaning out that Krimskrams drawer and how tackling that small task is often enough for her to help someone overcome their inertia to clean out all of the overflowing spaces in their home. What comes to mind for me when I think about biting off the small task of a Krimskrams drawer is the kaizen approach. The word kaizen, K-A-I-Z-E-N, comes from the Japanese words kai, which means change, and zen, for the better. You might also think of change for the better as continuous improvement or working every day towards an ideal state. Kaizen is used in many fields, but I first read about it in a business article in relation to the car manufacturer Toyota. Toyota says Kaizen helps to ensure maximum quality, the elimination of waste, and improvements in efficiency, both in terms of equipment and work procedures. Kaizen's standardized approach to work involves following procedures consistently so employees can identify problems promptly and to empower them to find solutions. Some say that Kaizen is more of an internal process that happens within your own mind. The goal is to realize your potential, break the status quo, and in this way, achieve improvement. With that being said, a more precise way to define Kaizen would be continuous self-development. When it comes to the behavioral changes we want to make to improve our health, manage our cholesterol or blood sugar, or lose weight, we may want to consider adopting a Kaizen philosophy. So how might we apply this to weight loss or healthy habits? Taking an individual approach to what they do at Toyota, small incremental improvements can be achieved once a standardized procedure is in place. Simply put, think about your usual daily routine upon which you'll add minor improvements repeatedly over time. Let's start with your morning. A healthy morning routine begins with a consistent wake-up time, achieved by going to bed on schedule the night before. This is a reminder to myself as well as to you. Your ideal morning ritual might include a protein-rich breakfast, some intention setting, 30 minutes of exercise, and perhaps a few minutes to slow down for some gratitude, breathing exercises, or just a few calm moments before your workday begins. In order to make incremental improvements, wherever you're starting, you'll add one small thing to your current routine. For example, I'm working on not looking at my phone for the first 15 minutes that I'm awake in the morning. It's a small kaizen influence change for the better that I can add to my morning routine. Perhaps you don't have a morning routine at all because you're always running late and racing out the door to get to work. For you, a small incremental change for the better might mean simply waking up at the same time every morning, half an hour earlier than your current time, in order to reduce the chaos. Looking at another example, this one is something you can add to your evening routine. Let's say you're eating pretty well, but you're not losing weight, so you're looking for another incremental change you can make, something small and manageable. How about keeping a notebook on your nightstand and taking 3 or 4 minutes every night to jot down what you ate during the day? And then just one additional minute more to reflect on it. The act of tracking our food is the single most robust behavioral intervention we have for weight loss. So it's a simple yet powerful Kaizen-inspired change. With Kaizen, you want to make changes and then reflect on the results, which cannot be measured exclusively on the scale because the scale may not change right away. I feel like I can't say that enough. We all seem to have a messed up view of what to expect from the scale thanks to the internet. Okay, let's say you start to add some raw veggies to your lunch every day instead of eating a small bag of chips or a cookie. Your quest for self-improvement requires reflection on how that's going over time. How often are you sticking with the new plan? If you see that out of the past 4 weeks, you had some carrots or red peppers or cucumber slices 4 out of every 5 work days, you would reflect that things are going well, regardless of whether or not you've seen that change show up on the scale. Maybe you need to entirely skip the chips 3 out of 4 weeks for a few months before the scale starts to respond. But your common sense will tell you that this is a positive change, regardless of the number on the scale. Coming back to Lynn, when she told me that it's sometimes enough to help someone clean out one disordered drawer, and then every future step gets easier, I understood her point. Taking one step forward creates a mindset shift, even when that step seems like a tiny drop of water in a vast ocean. You're not cleaning out as if you're moving tomorrow, nor are you rebuilding everything about your nutrition, your exercise, your sleep, and your stress in order to manage your weight in one day. You're simply taking one small Kaizen-inspired step that allows you to notice that wasn't so hard. And with that, the next step feels manageable. It's possible for all of us to make a practice of continuous improvement, creating effective systems to generate, track, and review improvements in never-ending cycles. Please don't think of the term never-ending as something tedious that we're forced to do. Rather, think of it as a never-ending opportunity for growth and discovery. Let's conclude by looking at 4 key steps for using Kaizen for health and wellness. But before we do, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Haha, just kidding. It's still me, Dr. Lisa Olson, founder of Smart Weight Loss Coaching. If you're as focused on your health as you are on the scale, you're my person. In my online program, we'll help you establish healthy habits for weight loss, better health, and longevity. For those of you who have looked at our website before, you'll be excited to see that you no longer have to commit to a 3-month program to join us. If you'd like to learn more about our affordable monthly membership, head over to smartweightlosscoaching.com. And we're back. Here are the 4 key steps you can take to incorporate the Kaizen philosophy into your wellness routine. Plan, do, check, and act. Number 1 is plan. Don't be passive. Get engaged with your health by identifying one thing you want to work on now. one specific idea for improvement, like we do with the NBA or next best action at the end of every episode. Remember, you don't have to do it all at once because we'll be continually striving to improve different aspects of our lives and our health. Now, generate a list of ideas to solve the problem you've identified. After brainstorming, pick one intervention. Step number 2 in plan, do, check, and act is do. It's time to jump in and pilot the solution you chose during the planning stage. Try it out. Practice it over time. Do it. Number 3 is check. Evaluate the outcome, either with a metric like your weight, your lab results, or your blood pressure, or simply using your common sense assessment of whether your step forward is going well. Step 4, after plan, do, and check, is act. I would argue that do is a type of action, but when we talk about action in step 4, we're talking about adjusting or tweaking your approach based on what you've learned during step 3 when you checked. If you reduced your chips to 1 lunch per week instead of every day, and that hasn't shown up on the scale yet, perhaps your action in step 4 is simply to remind yourself that weight loss takes time and you do better to count your veggie lunch days versus your chip lunch days to see and celebrate your progress. That will prevent frustration. On the other hand, if you've changed your diet and your weight is going up, then you need to tweak your approach because the current plan isn't solving the problem as intended. Of course, because kaizen is a process of continuous improvement and forward momentum, you'll want to embrace and repeat these 4 steps over and over again throughout your life. Not everything you try will be a success, of course, which is completely fine. As we say, you win or you learn. The important thing is that you start the kaizen process by making your plan and doing something. Just like Lynn might help someone start their momentum by cleaning out a crimscrums drawer, you will start your forward momentum with a small change using plan, do, check, and act. It's time to select your NBA, your next best action for today. Maybe you'd like to go to smartweightlosscoaching.com to sign up for our free newsletter to get more hints about how to live healthier, longer, and at your happy weight. Maybe you'd like to start your own kaizen practice by selecting one small thing that you want to work on today and start generating your list of potential solutions. Small steps, that's all it takes when you're using the kaizen philosophy. Thanks so much for listening. If you'd like more support during your smart weight loss journey, check out our group coaching program at smartweightlosscoaching.com. Until next time, stay well and stay smart.